but I suspect it's quite a rarity. My hunch is correct, we've got one of the Morris commercial six-wheelers. Now, this was one of the models that the British Army started the Second World War with, and most of them were lost after Dunkirk. They were left on the mainland in Europe, and with hindsight, that was actually quite a step forward, because with all due respect to the Morris organisation, this wasn't the world's most technically advanced cross-country vehicle. Incidentally, the power unit in there is not quite as it left the factory in Birmingham, but it was a double drive rear wheel, and this actually goes back to colonial specifications in the 30s, where these were available sometimes with half tracks fitted on there for use in Africa and other colonial countries. That's post-war motorcycling. Back to Second World War, this is the Morris's replacement effectively. This is the Bedford QL, and this was very much the workhorse of British Army Communications. Four-wheel drive, produced in large quantities by Vauxhall Motors at Bedford or Luton, and was very much the communications vehicle. Drive to both axles, plenty of traction. A lot of mechanical units were the same as the ordinary Bedford civilian lorry, but they were produced in large numbers and they tackled all sorts of transport functions. That office building, fairly unusual type of body style. Moving. Statistically, sooner or later they're going to break down. And when they break down, something is needed to clear them. And of course, not all vehicles are as light as the QL, so you want something that is capable of clearing anything that is causing an obstruction. And this is the sort of comprehensive equipment you get. The twin boom wrecker. It is able to lift and swing the load, whether it's ditched for recovery, whether it's a straight tow. There'll be a substantial winch on there, I suspect. Oh, it's on the front, right. Never thought I'd look in there, you see. Didn't notice it as it came past. But, well, this is what I was just trying to work out. I would have thought it was a diamond T, but not come across one with a petrol engine that survived very long. That must have a horrendous thirst for fuel, wouldn't it? Would you like to say that again slowly so people can realise just what you said?
3 miles per gallon.
3 miles per gallon. Now will you grumble about the vehicle you've got? Yeah, get on before that's another gallon gone. Superb vehicle. But the diesel variant of the Diamond T is still very much the pack-up in heavy record train. But I must admit that's the first time I've seen one still with a petrol engine in it. And this we've got to check on again, another heavy wrecker. These contracts went out to a lot of different makers. I'm not sure where this one went. Oh, Warble France, yes, they're far less common. Bit of a rare beast. Where is this being serving? Is it a late discharge somewhere? Well, Holland, yeah, that is late because the Dutch sort of hung on a lot of these. They certainly cherish them. But if you look at the equipment on the back, Garwood Industries on there, but again the ability to lift the heaviest sort of breakdown vehicle. But what's nice about this, it hasn't been civilianised and turned into a garage wrecker. It's still very much as it was. Now here's a bit of exotic machinery. Now here is one of the more unusual variants. This is a rare beast, a Comma 4-wheel drive. Now normally these were put up by all-wheel drive for jobs, and I suspect this is one of these vehicles that went into trials, but I don't think it actually caught on as a major production. Yeah, there were 25 of them manufactured in 65 to motor spec, but the off-beast is you've got an engine which the military must have had great fun with, the Comet TS3. There's no relation to anything else they've ever worked on. 3-cylinder engine with 6 pistons. 2 pistons working each bore, and they go in together towards each other to make a compressed air chamber. So that's an off-beat vehicle. Now this is a vehicle that falls back regulations, you don't know where you stand. This is the Amphibious duck. And by sheer coincidence, DUKW was its official coding under the General Motors nomenclature. But of course, inevitably, it was known as the duck because this is an amphibious 2.5-ton truck. If you ignore the bodywork for a minute, underneath you've got a 2.5-ton 6-wheel truck. On top you've got a body that floats. So what happens is that when this is unloaded from a landing craft, when it gets to a certain depth of water, it starts to float. It then becomes a motor launch, and it can then be taken alongside a ship to unload stores. With the stores on board, it can then set off like a motor launch until it gets to the beach. And when it runs aground, the wheels start turning and it drives up the beach. A very versatile vehicle. Relatively short in preservation now. Quite an unusual sight. And you'll see on the wheels there's that compressed air mechanism, so you can vary the tyre pressure as well. And again, unusual fitting for a lorry with a propeller at the back. Now, one of the first vehicles we've met coming in was the Bedford QL. Now, the QL begat the RL on the curious logic of army numbering. This is the Bedford RL, again 4-wheel drive, same engine as the QL, but enhanced a bit. The Bedford engine worked on. This is actually a later variant with the grille at the top of the slat. General service vehicle this for stores transport. Petrol engine, so not the most economical vehicle these days, but very popular as a general purpose haulage vehicle. And interestingly, carrying the military identification plate in the arena. No doubt carries a civilian plate when it's on the road. The black smoke underneath suggests the choke is out at the moment. This was when ERS were going in for a little bit more styling rather than just the ordinary composite sort of cab. You've got a bit of room there. Tony, of course, now with the useful load on the back. Don't quite know what he's delivering in there. It's probably better not to know, but it's makes it a little bit more ballast on the back. Previously rallied by Sam Godwin, well-known collector. Sam is engineer. I don't know whether he's made it on in now is Ken Faithful with his Albion. Well, this actually was previously with the Rogers family. The showroom. This is the Chieftain. Now, the Chieftain really was a boss's motor. Everything was skinned down as cheaply as possible because what they wanted was a rugged, reliable tool that would carry as much payload as possible, burn as little diesel, and was a bit low on driver comfort. So the net result was they kept going and they kept earning a good sum for the operator. Overhead worm drive on there. Now here's an unusual vehicle. This is the Morris LD. It's a rare tool. But of course the French don't collect old trucks, so they're not particularly interested. Well, here's a new one in the white point that I haven't seen before. Pete's Thames Trader. Now Thames Trader, Pete's a bit into Fords and Ford tractors in particular. But of course you've got the 6-cylinder engine in there, and you can slide it out the front if necessary. Aha, now here comes the Lister Auto Truck. Now, we want to give due precedence to Listers because of course they, you know, but very purposeful vehicle that, but never produced in large numbers, so that is a rare survivor, especially the age back 46. Right, vehicle, very characteristically French. As you can see, the wooden horses in the back. Now, here's a rare beast. This is the 5-tonner, the Austin 5-tonner, but what is particularly rare about it is, lurking under there is the 6-cylinder petrol engine. And even the diesel variants are a bit thin on the ground, so a petrol one that survived is rare. So, nice to see it. It's a nice reminder of what was about. It were delightful vehicles to drive actually, those big BMCs. Takes from 65. There he is, up from Devon. We got a very early ERS tipper here. Sages in charge. But, yeah, what have we got here? This is the C15 as a tipper variant, but what's nice on this, we've got the double drop side, and yes, the 3-way. Are you going to have a 3-way tip, or are you? Well, why not? Okay, folks, I've asked you to work the lever. You remember what happened last time when we got that bonnet? This time we're going to tip the body up. But you might be a little bit surprised at the way the body goes. And this again is a little message for you as to how development is moving on, because you get a tipping lorry today, it just discharges the load in the back, but you watch this body. The tipping pump is that chain drive pump down the bottom. You'll notice the very substantial guard that's put on there to protect anybody from getting tangled up with the chain. This was built when you didn't worry about guards. This is what's called a 3-way tipper. And as you'll see, this is what you might call a slow but steady job. But the whole thing about it is, and this is actually something that will appeal to tipper operators, today you would get an ordinary tipper, you tip the stuff on the ground, see that, and now you've got confirmation. This used to be operated by Kings of Bishop's Lydia, and that was an operator who, when they finished running vehicles, they parked them up in their old quarry for years, and eventually had a very spectacular sale when they were all dragged out and sold. They were an economical vehicle, classic British trunker, really pre-motorway travel, JK, we're talking 70, the sort of vehicle that would mainly be on the A roads rather than the motorway, so with a speed limit of 30 miles an hour as it then was, there's no point in having too much power. Right, this is the Morris Commercial LC5, a 3400 weight payload, although people normally refer to it as a 3000 weight. Starting life with the Navy. Right, now here's a small handy runabout, a Scammell constructor. Six-wheel vehicle, all 3 axle driven, very heavy recovery unit, and this originally would probably have been used as a heavy haulage tractor unit, massive winch built in, and would probably be towing a trailer with abnormal loads on. What one might call a spectacular vehicle, this. This is the AEC Militant. Again, a 6-wheel drive vehicle, massive protection underneath to keep it going on over difficult ground conditions. But the point is, again, the crane on the back, this time hydraulically operating, so no winching involved in the same way. and fitted with its own version of a side impact protection system. I think that's probably been a bit optimistic on that. You certainly wouldn't dent any panels. Look at that massive anchor at the back there, you see. That is a vehicle that is there to do a serious job of work. Now here's another vehicle that was doing a job of work, and rather a surprising one for wartime emergency. This was actually a heavy timber tractor, and people didn't realise that of course the timber was an urgently needed crop during the Second World War for all sorts of purposes, from making mosquito bombers to rifle butts. So timber hauliers got precedence, and the Ministry of Supply issued a number of these vehicles to suitable hauliers that could make them work. Living in the name of Live Amos, but Sean Swift presents. But look at that winch on the back, that's a thing of purpose. There's quite a number of four-wheelers about like this, but not many six-wheelers built in that pattern. This here is Growler, another one from the same fleet, and a little bit more modern, but still clone engineering at its finest. Unusual count for timber haulage, because a little bit more vulnerable to tree damage than some, but again it's substantial, and again look at that massive winch and the crane on the back. This will pick up a substantial piece of timber and load it up straight onto a trailer, and built up now as a timber handler. But very much the same sort of specification you'd have found on heavy haulage as well. That's the thing about both. Really you could say these are successors to traction engines. Another six-wheeler now, and I suspect coming from the same fleet, and yes it is, a fairly recent arrival. But that's a pretty massive crane again on the back, and I would think built as a recovery crane originally, extending boom on there, and able to do a good tough job. Now Anderson and Rowland's well-known thermal amusement stationers, the promise was they showed the engines, as we can see later on, the steam engine. But what they wanted after the war was something that was diesel powered, would do everything that a showman's engine would do, in the sense that it would haul load, it would generate power, but it wouldn't burn fuel in quite the same quantity. And rather ingeniously, a design was evolved called the show track, where the generating system was driven off the same engine as the transmission too. Alan Lovell now brings in another anonymous ERF, dates from the early 70s and mid-70s, now presented as a ballast tractor, but it took count. Coming up now is Sharon, the Sons Brothers tractor unit, again a heavy haulage tractor, operated by Scalmel, built by Scalmel, and in this particular case with the front axle not driven, but still capable of doing a good heavy haulage load. And this is the sort of equipment that will be moving railway locomotives, long beams. Sons Brothers in particular specialise in long beam transport from the girder factories. And again a massive winch on the back. Definitely a heavyweight tractor this, and of course something that a lot of people wanted to get a hold of afterwards for show use and for other heavy haulage purposes. Bringing up the rear now is, unless you never watch television, you know the roller, you know the man, you're all delighted to see him, so give him a round of applause. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Fred Dibnah and Betsy. What we're going to do, we're going to ask Fred to do a lap mark of honour first of all.
He's going to wait for the end, then they all give it to him. Then, at the end, they put a big feast, don't they?
You can sit down.
You're turning around again, Sean.
We really would have done that before the cycle display rather than afterwards. Thank you very much, Fred. That's a lovely bit of levelling. Now, what everybody always wants to know is, how do you get started into running a steamroller? There's a story behind it usually, isn't there?
Oh, it's very strange, really. In Bolton, where I come from, there was a man bought the showman's engine off the Birmingham Street for about 1949, I think it was, for 400 quid. Now people were paying £1,000 and odd pounds, well, £100,000 now for the showman's engine. And the thing is, it was a bit of a sad thing. He was surrounded by men who didn't really help him, you know, and I thought, the more I tried and the more I come to realise it would be better if I bought, you know, and end up in debt and big trouble, you know. They're quite very responsible for many divorces, as I know by experience. The other thing is that, you know, instead of one like, no disrespect to the motor car branch, but these things, you know, instead of them being made of very thin metal, you know, everything's half an inch thick, and if you want to get anything made, it costs you a bloody fortune if you can't do it yourself.
We move on to the remaining exhibit, and while Fred's told us about his restoration exploit, there's nearly as much hard work gone into most of the other engines. Is it a steamroller though? Right, so we start off there in a bit of a rarity actually, which is a barrel roller. Barrels are based at Bedford, and of course agricultural engineers noted for very smooth running equipment, but they produced a few rollers, but this wasn't a little bit bigger in the roller class. And again, a bit of a rarity. This is the 10-ton roller, dates from 1921. This went to Skipton RDC, whereas you know, a lot of them went to private owners, to individual operators or hirers. This is from Mr. McLaren at Stroud, and this is very much the second generation. Matt, of course, popular exhibitor for many years. Now here's a chap who is a dab out at sea, Mr. Wilcox. He's a great chap when he comes to talk as well. He's got a great interest in steam in Gloucestershire. This is a Foster from Lincolnshire. Fosters, of course, have a claim to fame in that they built the first tank. This was actually built soon after in 1919 when they went back to steam production. Typical agricultural engine with the winch on the side so that you can recover your thrashing drum and you get it stuck, as inevitably happens from time to time. Now, Paul Cummings, the owner of this role, was actually out in the field trying to organise things. He's the steward. Now the steward is the chap whose instructions are always ignored in the arena, because everybody's got their own idea how to run a steam rally, but that's all part of the fun. This is an enabling of Porter from 1934. Started out with Bath City Council, and was acquired by Paul in 1990. And again, a lot of hard work's gone into getting this up into Paul. He's deputised the team today. Then we've got the Marshall General Purpose Traction Engine. Now, General Purpose was about right actually, covered a multitude of things, because not only did it act as a machine to drive a thrashing drum, but it could also be used with the winch for timber extraction, the Sherman's engine, Fowler engine, and this particular one was built by Fowler's up at Leeds, and is presented here as a Sherman's engine. We mentioned with the show track earlier the need to be able to tow stuff around and to generate power. That's what Lady Betty could do. And it's a very substantial machine. Built from 1902, so coming up now, well over 90 years old. Still going strong. And you'll see the plate on the side refers to the steam plough works. That's because a lot of Fowler products were used for steam ploughing. Goes back to John Fowler, who was a very keen Quaker, and he felt something was needed to ease the burden on people that were starving due to poor cultivation conditions. So he got into steam ploughs, and from then on, Fowler's grew and became a general steam engineering company. Now here's an interesting connection. This is Garrett's of Lister. Garrett's, of course, based in Suffolk, and Lister is actually just down the road from the nuclear power station, which name escapes me in a minute, the one in Suffolk, and it will come back to me. Dates from 1914, last war. Then, of course, it went into show career. But what's nice is it's restored, but it's still presented in the sort of finish you would see as a good working engine with the minimum of cosmetic restoration, and that's nice to see, because so many of the engines would have been in this condition when they were actually at work. Now on the back we've got a bit of a curiosity. This is the Merriweather Valiant fire pump, and brought in by Mr. Hilton, and able to get into awkward situations. They may at any time want to disappear in a hurry, because they will get a message. I've just seen a phone picked up, so just be ready in case they have got a shout. They may wish to leave us at great speed, but if they do, we will know all about it. But at the moment they've been doing a grand public relations job, showing off what they've got in the plant. And it's a heck of a lot easier to find out on a day like this when you're enjoying yourself at the show, rather than to have them come in response to your 999 call. And then you can find out what they've got, but you don't really want to know, because you'd rather they didn't have to come. Number 4 now. Now, here is what might best be described as a really ambitious restoration programme. This is Gibbons and Robinson, brought in by Richard Hesbrook. And Richard has probably had this engine about the place for more years than he cared. From 1927. This is the Fowler steam tractor, again a Sherman's engine. Brought here by the brains from Sinnerton. Again, able to generate good handy one. The forest page, you see. And of course, a lot of these Shermans and working tractors used to interchange their roles a bit. So, in the course of a lifetime, a steam engine might might be used both for showman purposes and for general purpose traction work. From 1929, this is an estate tractor originally, the Fowler R3. And there was a time when a big landowner might feel it worth owning his own traction engine, both to drive thrashing equipment and perhaps for timber hauling. Presented here by Andrew Cox. This is the engine in the roadway. He actually had the engine part from the farm originally and he caught the bug. It's something in the coal, I think. An evening of Porter now, starting life with Lanark Council. Presented now by the Joneses from Cardiff, and this will be used by a local authority to tow a 5-ton trailer, something like that, or road building material, something of that order. Another roller now, number 10. The prancing horse on there immediately tells us it's enabling, and this is Vince Hawkins' roller. Another crew change again today. This is Hawkins at the generation steamer. There's Dan Collins up there with an organ now, but he used to rally a roller for many years. And this particular engine was operated by Farms Brothers as contract hire engines. They would have popped up in all sorts of places over the years. See on there. Pretty useful asset to a county council. Then we get down to this delightful engine. This is the Man the Steam tractor. A light tractor with talking down now to the used by a sawmill originally. And in effect this is scaled down a bit and brought here by the Hopkinses from Newport. And this is actually more or less returned home because it started life in Timpson, which is just down the road. And it's nice to see it rescued. And what's always pleasure of this is to see how the care and attention is coming on a little bit each year. It's a constant battle. Painting the fourth bridge is a double compared with running a steam engine. Leeds was very much a centre of steam engine building with McLaren, Fowler, and there's a couple of youngsters in front of the ropes. Could they get back please for their own safety? Right. So these ropes are there for your own safety, and as you notice some of these traction engines are a bit on the big side, so if you can get back behind the outer ropes, that's for your own safety because we don't want anybody injured while this is going on. A family of rollers. Always good for a contract rolling job, and these, as I say, went out in all sorts of directions, out with hire operators and with individual operators. So the two flying machines, but we'll give them a pause first because they've got a rather different turn of speed, and this is a bit local for them because the Sentinel has returned from there. And if you look at that, you might look at that and think that looks a bit like a rail car. Not really surprising because of course Sentinel built the first rail cars, and a unique compliment, they were taken over by Rolls-Royce because their standard of engineering was superior to that of Rolls-Royce. Now that's a compliment. Scottish engineering at its finest transferred down to Shrewsbury. Now this is Hungarian, another participation that tip the balance against steam, otherwise steam could have lasted a lot longer. Coming in now is His Grace the Duke of Windsor. This is the Burrell engine again, and again it's broken out again. Based at Lincoln, England, Clayton and Shuttleworth, very innovative firm of engineers, strong steam background. Brought here by Mr. Hewlett from Western Supermare. Smith most of his working life in the Hertfordshire area. which is not where you would originally associate agricultural production, but Buckingham's to Hertfordshire, you see. Now we come down to engineering and miniature, and this is actually every bit as difficult as full-size steam. In fact, there are many that would argue it's more difficult because you've got less volumes of fire. From Mr. Godstall's science tester, we've got this Hornet-style Foster. The great advantage about this engineering and miniature is that you can knock down on the engine and send it working. Well worth replaying it. Mind you, the last engine's parked up. The Mordecai Frederick really most enjoys himself in amongst the seamen, and that's how it should be.